And I totally agree with him that smaller channels like mine are being shut down by big corporations because they don't think it's like fair use or whatever. But if anything, it's helping the company. Like, I like watching Let's Plays so I can know if the game is worth my time buying. And if it looks like it's worth my time buying, I'll buy it. If it doesn't, I'm not going to buy it. So I can kind of see how businesses would think that would hurt them. But really, it's more like constructive criticism, in my opinion. If no one buys your game because it was a piece of shit, then no one's going to buy your game because it's a piece of shit. Like, I don't mean to, like, throw any games under the bus right now. Like, how should I say this? I don't want to throw any games under the bus, but I'm going to have to. Like, Aliens, Space Marine, or Space Colonial Marine, whatever the hell it was called. That game sucks. The graphics are bad, the gameplay is just horrendous. I watched a little bit of it from one of my favorite commentators. And I just couldn't get past the first episode that he uploaded. I gave it a shot a couple times. In the opening, I was like, yeah, this has a pretty good story. It looks like it'd be something I want to get. 45 minutes into the video, I was like, no, He released it was like a special hour release or something. And I was just like, no, there's no way in hell I'm going to get this game. So that's one of the games that isn't on my list to get. Crysis 3, watching the same guy do a playthrough of that. I liked Crysis 2 better, and I don't think Crysis 3 is really the best successor to Crysis 2. I think EA could have did a lot better with Crysis 3. And this is coming from a guy that loves EA games. I love pretty much every EA game except the EA Sports games, because I'm just not a big sports person, which I've been actually meaning to get into sports. I want to play hockey, and I might, like, pal around in football. I'm not going to join any, like, school teams, but I definitely do feel like joining a sports team or two just to occupy more of my time. And what else came out recently that I was watching Let's Plays of? Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, same guy. And to me, I actually might get a PS3 just to get Sly Cooper. He was playing through the first and second game currently, before the fourth one came out. I don't even know if you would call it the fourth installment. I don't know if it's like Sly Cooper 4 Thieves in Time, but he was playing through the second one when Thieves in Time came out. And I was thinking about buying a PlayStation just to get Sly Cooper. Just because those games are so good. They look amazing. And I just think they'd be worth buying. So in that case, the developers of the Sly series have my business, pretty much. Thieves in Time looks really good. I'm just not a big PlayStation person, and that's why I kind of got mad at Blizzard when they put a message up saying that they were putting Diablo on the PlayStation. And I was just a little upset by that. I wanted to get Diablo, but I just haven't had the money to get it. And I've been told that Diablo 3 is a piece of crap, and it's not really worth the money. So I've been looking towards other MMOs, which, if I do end up getting, you're probably going to be seeing Let's Plays of that. Most likely Guild Wars 2. That's the MMO that I have my eyes on. I haven't looked up anything for Guild Wars 2, which is strange, which is really rare for me. I like to know what I'm getting into before I get into it. Stupid pig. And it just kind of like sways my decision. Yeah, I don't have any waste blocks to get back up, so I'm pretty much stuck down here for a little bit. But yeah, if you think that that's a little cheap of me to look at a game before I buy it, I mean, like, yeah, it's a little cheap. I still might get Crysis 3 when it gets a little cheaper, or buy a used copy, or even borrow it from one of my friends. I was talking to Matt, and he was saying that I would let him borrow Crysis 2, and I would borrow Crysis 3. I don't know if that was the conversation exactly, but I told him I'd let him borrow Crysis 2. Still need to ask him, like, straight on if I could borrow Crysis 3. There's my house. Yeah, so if Matt does let me borrow Crysis 3, I'll definitely do a Let's Play of it. Just no promises. I'll most likely go in partially blind. I stopped watching the Crysis 3 Let's Play because, in all honesty, I love the commentary that's behind it, but the gameplay is just lacking for me. It's just the system that they put into Crysis 3 is just not what I expected. I mean, like, I was huge on Crysis 2. It looked amazing. The graphics were amazing. And Crysis 3 just looks like they threw it together on a whim. The graphics are still pretty good, I gotta admit. But it just doesn't look like the Crysis I know and love. And so EA, the developers at EA definitely did leave me a little on the, with a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth because of Crysis 3. But like I said, I love EA games. I'm still probably, like I said, going to end up borrowing it and playing it for myself. EA is just the developer that has my business constantly. And they could probably never do anything that would make me so disgusted with them that I would stop buying their games. Like Ubisoft. Ubisoft released freaking Assassin's Creed Revelations. Now, I know people say, oh, Assassin's Creed Revelations wasn't the best, but it's something that you have to forgive. No, hell no, never. I'm never going to forgive the abomination that was Assassin's Creed Revelations. I will never buy another Ubisoft game ever again. And the worst part about it, I didn't even buy Assassin's Creed Revelations. It was given to me. So I am really glad I did not waste my money on that abomination. Need to find some food. Oh yeah, I have this wheat. And people are like, you should get Assassin's Creed 3. It's so much better than Revelations. Never going to buy another Ubisoft game again. And that's what I tell them. And they're like, okay, okay, that's fine. And I'm like, good, glad you see it my way. And they just stop talking about it, which I enjoy. Silence is golden sometimes. And I read some reviews in Game Informer and stuff about Assassin's Creed 3, and it just made me hate